there, Property Tribes TV on location at the Putney Property Network event organised by the lovely Brendan Quinn, who's standing over there talking to John Corey. But today I'm joined by somebody I've really been looking forward to catching up with, and that is Nick Dare. And Nick, first of all, I want to say I love all your contributions to Property Tribes. It's so valuable to have somebody of your experience on there, and today I've learned that you actually got involved in property unwittingly at the age of 9. So tell us a little bit about your property journey.
Oh, how sad is that? I know. Well, unknown to me, when my grandmother passed away, my father, who had always had some involvement in property, decided that rather than doing anything else, should buy a couple of small properties in Wales, in South Wales, on regulated tenancies. And this was like 31 years ago. So it's all grown from there.
And you actually went into property as a profession, as a chartered surveyor.
That's right, yes. I studied at university and then did the professional exams, just a couple of years of training. And that was about 20 years ago now.
Because I think from my perspective, you come at property from a very, very professional angle, and your talk tonight was essentially treating property as a business and not a hobby. Why is that so important?
I think property is one of the things that we all know something about, and as a result I think there's a danger people can treat it as a bit of a hobby rather than actually drilling down to the detail and treating it as an asset in its own right. And let's face it, most people in this country have made a lot of money from property, wittingly or unwittingly, over the last decades. And it can offer people a great opportunity.
It can, but what do you think, for instance, it's really important to have systems in place, to review what you're doing regularly? What are the things that you can do to minimise your risk and become more business-like?
Well, I think definitely review performance, have a benchmark, because any other property is an asset class like anything else, and if you're going to invest in property you've got to understand why you're doing it. And if equity is doing far better, or bonds are doing better, or gold is doing better, you should always be questioning, why am I going to go and buy this next property? So if at the end of each year or each quarter, if you want to, you look back and say, well actually my net worth has grown X, or my return on equity has been Y, you can at least compare it to other things and see whether the time you're spending on it is worthwhile.
One of the things you also stressed is the importance of networking and meeting other people, which is what we're doing tonight. Is it very much a case of who you know and who they know in property to kind of build your circle of contacts and increase your knowledge through that as well? Very
much so. I mean, there's no doubt the internet's a huge help, but at the same time I think there's a big danger you can be over-reliant on technology. And at the end of the day, property is a very social profession. We're all fairly similar people, enjoy going to the pub, and I think the more people you talk to, the more you hear, you can decide for yourself whether or not there's something to learn from them, whether you like them, whether you trust them. But the more people you speak to and the more ideas you hear, the more you can, I suppose, formulate your own opinions and go forward from there. But yes, collectively there's a hell of a lot of information in rooms like this, and people have been through a lot of, we've all made mistakes, we've all learned a lot as well, and if people can share that and learn from it, then so much the better.
Absolutely. And what's your particular activity in property at the moment? Because I know that you're also, like me, quite a big fan of holiday lets. Is that an area that you're going to continue with?
It is an area, although funnily enough I'm finding it tougher and tougher.
You're in Cornwall?
In Devon, South Devon. There's a lot more competition. We're finding tenants are expecting much higher standards, but probably not willing to pay the extra costs associated with those. So actually, probably at the end of this season, we're going to pull 2 from holiday lets and put them on more traditional ASTs.
Well, that's interesting, because one of the things that you said in your talk today was actually don't follow the crowd, almost look outside of what the crowd is doing for the opportunity. So it seems to me that you've had the opportunity of holiday lets and maybe you've seen an end to that and you're moving on?
Moving on, but also the area of Devon we're in is the majority of the return comprises capital growth, and will probably continue to do so. And so actually the yield, the rental yield, is not a huge component of the overall return. So I'm looking to enhance that, and I think I can get a better net return on a standard tenancy than I can on holiday lets at the moment. So that'll be the sensible thing to do. It might change again in 2 or 3 years, but for now that's the thing to do. Exactly.
And I think also Devon's very seasonal as well, so perhaps that makes it
It's getting a lot better. I mean, so much depends on your local tourist authority and how much effort they make and put into it. and Dartmouth certainly make a huge effort and do a really good job. But yes, it's not that accessible for Londoners, and in the middle of winter it's not the nicest space on earth to be, but it's getting better.
So just to finish then, if you could give one piece, the one thing that resonated with you the most, that's helped you the most, the best bit of advice you ever got, what would that be?
It's who you know, not what you know.
Okay.
Yeah,
Simple as that.
I'll stick with that, exactly.
Right. So that's Nick Dare of Dare Property, and I vouch for Nick being a great person to know. I've learned a lot from him, so do connect with him on Property Tribes, and you're always willing to chat and share.
Yes, yeah, might not agree, but certainly willing to chat.
Well, I heard the great saying the other day, if you're not listening, you're not learning.
This is very true.
We all need to listen and learn and open our horizons a bit. So well done tonight if you talk. Really enjoyed
Thanks
it.
very much.
And I hope you've enjoyed watching this Property Tribes TV interview with Nick Dare. Thanks for watching.